Welcome to our presentation. The country we are going to present is Australia. We started with the respected Australian national anthem. I am Moshir Rahman with you, and now you can see the names of the members of our team. Here starts the presentation.
Australia, officially known as the Commonwealth of Australia, is a country comprising the island of Tasmania and numerous smaller islands. It is a developed country and one of the wealthiest in the world, with the world's 12th largest economy. Human habitation of the Australian continent is estimated to have begun between 42,000 and 48,000 years ago. Here we have the SWOT analysis of the country Australia. The strengths of Australia are: Australia has a very strong and resilient economy, firstly because of its strong macroeconomic fundamentals, and secondly because of its demonstrated resilience to external shocks. Australia is considered to have a sound economic policy where important policy shifts from mid-1980s. Strong emphasis on reforms, loomflation, a housing market bloom, growing ties with China have all led to Australia's 16 years of expansion. The labour market reforms have helped lower unemployment rate in Australia. Additionally, it has a strong economy with per capita GDP on par with the four dominant West European countries. The very efficient national and international telephone and other IT services make Australia a perfect economy for expansion and investment. In addition, Australia's geography and natural resources undoubtedly account for its economic growth and favorable business environment. It is a major exporter of agricultural products, minerals, metals, and fossil fuels. Lastly, it can certainly be claimed that Australia's economic strength and very low susceptibility to financial risks give Australia an international recognition as a lucrative business hub.
Hello, this is Rezwan Kobir Asif talking about the weakness of Australia in terms of business. If you want to start a business in Australia, you must keep some important issues in your mind regarding the weakness. In Australia, in significant areas such as processed foods, agricultural products, manufactured goods including steel and automotive products, certain changes are seen in duty rates, and the use of specific or mixed tariffs increase unpredictability, and the cost of importing goods into some regional markets negatively impact on the competitiveness of efficient low-cost producers. High tariffs in the automotive, steel, chemical and plastic sectors can effectively lock Australian exports out of a market. Non-automatic import licensing, including for steel and passenger motor vehicles, can restrict trade or create uncertainty. In some cases, licensing and residency requirements limit the ability of Australian services providers to conduct business, such as in the professional services sector, legal, engineering, architectural and accountancy services. The main weakness to investment identified by Australian industry relate to uncertainties surrounding investment rules and slow and opaque bureaucratic processes. Foreign equity limits apply in many sectors. Moreover, Australian business productivity impacted by limitations of international communications. According to research by global mobile communications provider Truephone, the impact of restricted international communications on Australian business productivity is staggering for both the productivity of employees and to the business itself.
Hello people. Now the opportunity part is here. Opportunity means the future of creating value. 5 major opportunities that I found you can see over the screen. Regions growth to Asia will increase. It is a total prediction. Actually, opportunity is always a prediction. Then, they are also limiting their investment and creating a bigger opportunity. There are also some outbound demand. Australian dollar is increasing their economic value. Companies are aware to reduce the liability via goods. In the very next slide, you can see the economic opportunities straight away. They're focusing on small to enterprise. They have efficient tax system and self-managed superannuation system. If you look at their infrastructure and their recent capital investment, you will find the condition over their economy. And again, economical knowledge. And again, balanced work are creating the opportunity. They have less population, but the efficiency of their population is really great. Education rate is so high. So their workers are too efficient to make a good production. Some biggie projects are ahead. This is some from AWS. There is also a huge labor support, and the labor support is helping them to eliminate the production. Now you can see the major opportunity for Australia, and it is on the screen. What it is? It is the FDI in Australia, the foreign direct investment. They are creating opportunity in the agribusiness, food, major infrastructure, tourism infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing. So actually a lot of opportunities ahead for Australia. This is all for the opportunity part.
Hi, I'm Saad. I will talk about threats over Australia. Mainly I focus two things, economical threat and another is natural threat. Firstly, I will explain economical threat. The biggest economic threat of Australia is China, and at this point there are two things. First of all, boom and gloom. The commodity boom has been driven by a sharp increase in demand supply constraints because of underinvestment in mineral production and associated infrastructure and some unexpected effects of the global financial crisis. Now I want to talk about Euro crisis nears boiling point again. The global financial crisis also boosted investment in commodities as traditional investments fared poorly. Stocks, interest rates and property prices are fell. Investors switched to hot assets such as commodities. The underlying logic was that these were real assets with genuine underlying users rather than the fiction created through financial engineering. A former board member of the Australian Central Bank, Professor Russell McKibben, suggested that perhaps as much as 40% of the improvement in Australia's terms of trade surge was being driven by US and European monetary expansion. Now I want to talk about threats over Australian nature. Under this thing, I want to explain abstract threat over Australia. The importance of protected areas will increase with the impact of climate change, with climate change adversely affecting natural ecosystems in Australia and globally. Unfortunately, climate change is also likely to show negative synergies with many existing threats to protected areas. My second point is threats to protected areas in Australia. Globally and in Australia, the priority for protected areas is concentration of the natural values. Threats to these natural values such as those from fire, weeds, pest animals, urban encroachments. The end of this century, global temperatures are predicted to increase by 1.8 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, with higher latitudes having the greatest warming. It is predicted that climate change will cause major environmental and economic impacts, particularly from increases in the frequency of extreme weather events such as brush fire, droughts, floods, and heat waves in Australia.
Now, depending on our SWOT analysis, we have selected some products that we can export in Australia. They are leather jackets, shoes, impressive dresses, medicines, Foods such as juices and drinks, and chips may be goggles, natural resources, for example oil. These all that is mentioned are made depending on Australian nature, people, tastes, business environment, economy, manpower, and actually all. So that's the end. Thanks for watching the video.